But I do believe I can talk about something that can make sense, something if taken into account can bring something better. So we are living in those times that are so stressful, and where the stress is coming from is something subject to explanation. Maybe I can interpret it in a more better way than you can, or the other way around. You too, you can interpret it in a more comprehensive way than I can do. But we are trying to advocate for the same thing and the same agenda. So the worldwide economy is in tantrums, and we cannot ignore something that started yesterday or it happened today. It is something that has been there for quite some decades, and the reason why it has been like that is because of political negligence and interferences on how things should be done. If you are careful, you can have a look at the way it has started in 2008, the recession in the United States, how it affected the stock exchange worldwide. That thing, it's never disappeared. It just submerged. Now it's emerging another way, in another dimensions in the life. We cannot talk about the economy, and we are not looking at the solution to these problems. Economic downfalls can be contributed by so many factors. First and foremost, it can be something to do with the mindset of the investors or the people who runs the show. They might be in a position to control. We can adhere to the precautions they set because they set them with the expectation of profiting from it. So who are you and who am I to question them? They own everything. But there are some areas you don't necessarily need them, like in entrepreneurship and the small medium enterprise establishments. You don't need big prayers when it comes to giving unnecessary nonsensical debates as they usually do on how to run the economy and do things. We can transform, we can change, we can have agendas, but not necessarily important for us to formulate how to implement those agendas on our own. We need cooperation. I cooperate with you, you cooperate with me. We build our own economic setup. If you listen to the agendas of the rich and the people with money, then you will not be able to benefit from the inner circle systems they have created that is only favoring them and not me, who is trying to go up the food chain, economic global food chain. They set the goal, they make you a consumer. You will never produce and you will never innovate because all those areas are sealed off. If you innovate, they grasp you, they get hold of you, they manipulate you, they render you absolute. You have to follow their system or they buy you out because they're capitalists. And that is what America is today. If you know you can question my theory, I have the facts. Look at the JP Morgans. How was the JP Morgans, one of the world's greatest bank in the United States and across the globe, came into existence? There is black slavery that was involved in the establishment of the creating this capital because black slavery contributed to the establishment of JP Morgans through hierarchy of conspiracies. For instance, when the slaves were taken from Africa, there was only one agenda: to capitalize on the weaknesses and maximize on profit. Once you auction a slave, That slave doesn't have any opinion or any obligation or any right to question your authority, and that was the constitution by then. So you were meant to work in the coffee and in sugarcane plantations until you die. You get no money, but they used to feed you. The profit that was taken from the slave trade, free labor to production, created the capital that made JP Morgan what it is today. Very few people who knows about this black slavery in American economic history. Wells Fargo is one of the world leading security company. It also has the blood of the slave, how it was formed, and the money moved from sugarcane production to cotton, from cotton to establishment of the corporations that rules the world today. If you extend the view to something that is subject to confirmation but it's in existence, even in academic institutions, they also have the hand in the slavery. Harvard and Yale University, they have the blood of the slave trade. People were used to generate cotton and sugarcane, and the money that was created out of the export of those products was used to establish university institutions in American economy that will favor the white minority to educate their children at the expense of slavery. AIG Insurance Company Corporation, some of these world-leading organizations, they have the black slave trade blood money. And we stand a chance to advocate for establishment or realization of the truth and the justification of our priorities. Yes. All right. Fidel, give the baby the blanket. Cover the baby. There are things that need someone who has sober mind to understand what it means when we're talking about slave trade and its existence. If you are a victim of the slave trade, victim of oppression and self-denial, you might understand my argument. And based on my argument, you can answer me correctively or you judge wrongly. Economy is in tatters because someone capitalized on free labor to generate more money. Because when you have production and the raw materials, you're not buying them, the land, you're not buying it, you own it, and you have the free labor affordability, then definitely you have what you call extreme profit margins that is in surplus in order for you to be able to do the things you want to do. It's not rocket science to figure out this and know what I'm saying. I've spoken this several times. I've spoken about it several times. And this is the way it is. This is the way it is. You can hit that subscription button and we will talk more concerning this matter. Have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow.